Hi, this is Alex again, and thanks for watching my fourth video. Today we're going to take a look at Microsoft Outlook, and in this case in particular it's Outlook 2007. So let's go ahead and open it up, and what you're viewing is a screen, and I'm running this on my Samsung Q1P, which I've had now for I guess about 3 weeks. So this is how I'd normally set up my screen if I was on the desktop. Okay, and you can see here it's quite cluttered and I can't see everything. So I definitely need to do a few things differently. Outlook 2007 has a couple of nice features. One, you could hide the mail taskbar here, or the mail section on the left, so where it says mail and favorite folders and things like that, and also the to-do bar, which actually I like a lot, but you can go ahead and hide that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and now all of a sudden you have more of the screen real estate to see what you want to see. In this case, email, and you're looking at my spam folder here, and that'll serve our purposes for today. But again, I usually like my emails lined up like this, and so I can see who it's from, the subject, when it was received from, and probably don't need size or categories. And then I generally like to read the actual view the actual email below that. But you can see here, I can only see the title. So if I go ahead and push that up, okay, I can see the title, a little bit more information, but again, that's not really going to work for me. So what I've been doing is going to View and going to Reading pane, and instead of being on the bottom, I put it on the right. So now this is actually pretty good, because here I can see the email, the list of emails, though I guess I do have to scroll it down, because instead of being on one line, all the information is on two. But usually I don't have a lot in my inbox. And then on the right is where we actually see the email itself, and there's scroll bars so you can scroll down. So here's we'll go to another one from Holland America Cruise Lines. So you can see cruises for $599 for VIP guests. I guess I'm a VIP guest. And here again, you could just screen down through this email. So this is definitely doable for what I usually look at. So like, especially like say text messages like this one, bull market report. And you could scroll down, and pretty much the message is in there. So it's kind of nice. And if I do want to see the whole email, I can go ahead and double click, and that's taking a look at it in full view. So we'll close that and go back to the Outlook mail folder. Okay. The one thing that I did learn is if I do want to look at the to-do bar but don't have to put it back, if you click on the word to-do bar, it actually opens up, and like that, but it hides the message. But if I just want to look, and then I can go back to what I was doing, and such as look at the next email, I don't have to actually close it. But if you want to close it permanently, and it'll actually push the view bar over, you can do that, but then to push it back you have to click again. Whereas if you just click on the to-do bar, it automatically goes over, which is kind of neat. And then you could hide that. And let's see if that does it with the navigation pane. Yeah, it does that too. So that's kind of a neat little trick. All right, so let's take a look, because the other thing I like to look at, actually before we go do that, let's go open up the to-do bar. One thing I don't like, here is the to-do bar, so I have the calendar, which I like. I have my next meetings, which I like, and under that would be my tasks, and I can't see that, and there's no scroll bar that I could see to move down. So I don't like that, and I think going to portrait mode you can see things better, so that's something to consider. Okay, so let's hide this again. I'm going to hide that back, and let's go to my calendar. So here's my calendar view. So here I don't particularly care for that. I usually go to the week view. And here, because you have the search calendar, then March 5th to March 9th, and then I have to kind of scroll down, it's not really that ideal because you can't really see much of the calendar. So I'm going to say that I don't really care for that right now. And I'm not sure, and I haven't really come or fixed to improve that. There's no F11 key in this to get rid of the bars on the top, at least not that one that I found yet. So I'm not super happy with that. But anyway, so and those are probably the two main areas I look at. I mean, there's also contacts, which sometimes I'll look at, but generally don't. I don't use that a lot. So you can see the contacts working out here. So that works out okay. Okay, and then the other thing I do a lot with Outlook is I hit, I'll send new emails. So here you can see that the ribbon, they call this a ribbon here, and it's kind of a neat setup. To go message, what I want to insert, a business card, different formatting of text, things like that. So this isn't so bad, but let's say I wanted to enter text with the tip. So now that opens up. And let's say I want to send it to send an early gift list to Santa Claus. You can see that there's not a lot of screen real estate, so you really can't see a lot, which I don't care for. But there's a nice workaround. You don't always need the ribbon. So if you double click on the, this is the message ribbon, you can see that it's there, and then if I double click again, it's not. So now if I bring up the tip, you can see a little bit more screen real estate and see what you had actually typed in before. Or if you're using an external keyboard, and you don't need the tip, you can see quite a bit of what you're typing. And then if you do want to open up the ribbon, you just click on it. So, and then if you single click on it, when you go back to the entering text, it disappears. But if you double click on it, then when you go to enter text or move the cursor down to other parts, it doesn't hide. And one of my favorite things is you can ink right in hello. This is Alex, right into the message. So I kind of like that. And again, if you want to hide it, just click up. So that's not so bad. So let's go ahead and close that. And no. All right, so that's Microsoft Outlook on a Q1P, a 7-inch diagonal screen. Probably out of all the programs I've looked at so far, so Firefox, Zinnia, OneNote, I like this one the least. But there's a lot of things I need to learn more about Outlook, as well as Microsoft Office 2007, to see if I can better align this up. One thing I know other people do is go to portrait mode. But I think the devices really are best used in landscape, just because of the way you hold them, or because of the way the controls are, the speakers are, and all those things. And a lot of other programs I prefer to use in the landscape mode. So they have to go back and forth, I think isn't always ideal. And the fact that I have to change my layout, not that I have to, but I prefer to look at it one way on an external monitor, one way on the Q1P, also is a negative, because you don't want to spend all the time changing back and forth, and I kind of find myself doing that. So, whereas the other ones, I really think I would give them a grade of A. This one I think maybe is a B-. I think there's some improvements that could be made with Outlook, and perhaps I can make them once I learn more about the different settings. But as of right now, not too overly excited, and definitely would like some improvements. And one major one, if anybody from Microsoft is watching this, is again on the to-do bar. I want to see my tasks down there, so just give me a scroll bar and I can go up and down. That would be huge. All right. Hey, thanks again for watching this video, and any comments or suggestions, let me know. Thank you.